We know Adam was disobedient and Eve was deceived. But how did it happen? It was a picture that was portrayed to them that, oh, this is not what God said. You will not be damaged. You will not be harmed. Come on, guys. If you are older than 10, you know this is how it works. You first get this picture in your head, and then you go do it. And this is how the pattern goes. Now, this is the principle of lust that is laid down. If you go to what this woman said here, she said, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, it was pleasant to the eyes, and it was a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took off the fruit and did eat, and she also gave to her husband with her, and he did eat. Whoa! The principle of lust forms the foundation block of everything in the natural. First lies, and it leads to lust. Can you see that there is a certain order that it went? It didn't just happen. Now, it says in 1 John 2:6, it says, the sin that's in the world, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. It doesn't work any other way. There's no generation that it works in a different way. Even after the cross, these are principles that the natural is guided with and built on and governed with. You first see it, and then you want it, and then when you have it, you think you're the great guy. It is so pitiful if you see young people smoking, and they think they are so cute. If you see girls with beautiful bodies, and they just portray themselves in a wrong way, and they don't even realize that it's all the bad guys that's looking. It's like, you know what happens with lust? It confuses your mind. And this is where it comes in. Your conscience is seared, and it's really so damaged that you can't even think straight anymore. This is what lust does. If you follow any story where people fell into sin, you will notice that these people didn't even think right anymore. It is crazy. It just turns your normal thinking into irrationality. And afterwards, when you talk to them, they're like, I don't know why I did it. I don't know how I could have done it. But it's like a spirit that takes over. It's a spirit that really gets hold of you. Why? Because you give attention to it. Jesus came and he said, he went for good and he hated evil. Now the problem today is that Jesus came, the true life came, but people chose darkness rather than following the light. How in the world can you put yourself back to the tree where you can choose what you want? Because in the garden, God said, do not eat of this tree. He says, in the day you eat of that tree, that day you'll die. It was a command. It was not a choice. It was a test. It was not a choice. So through history, we see that Moses, he was the first one that said, choose again. He gave them the opportunity to choose. Because from Adam to Moses, death reigned. Something changed in Moses. He gave them the opportunity. Choose you today who you will serve. And then he says, please choose life. You know what they did? They went to choose death. So Elijah was the next one. He was also on a mountain. Moses was on a mountain. Elijah came on a mountain. On both these mountains, there were water and fire. Moses was called through a burning bush. And the first thing he said to God is, you know my name. His name was, I'm drawn from water. Elijah came in a drought. He had water thrown over the altar, pray down fire, and he said, choose you today. On the Mount of Transfiguration, who are the two people that appears on a mountain again? Moses and Elijah. Water and fire. And you know what they said? They explained to Christ his exit from this earth. In other words, in the flood, God took care of water. Now on the cross, he's going to take care of the fire. And they are on a mountain. In the garden, they missed the test. They made it a choice. In Moses, they didn't choose. In Elijah, they didn't choose. Now God says, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. So today, it's not that we have a choice. We are a chosen generation. But this is the condemnation, that people now choose darkness rather than light. So in Christ, guys, everybody knows that Jesus did die. It's only the people that are really demon-possessed that say Christ didn't come. But the problem is we have to step into him. It's believing and receiving. It's not choosing. You are chosen. You have to just believe now. So the minute you go in for choice, did you see how people make the same mistake over and over and over? They marry the wrong woman, they marry the wrong woman again, they marry the wrong woman again. Why? It's because they've taken things in their own hands. These are principles laid down. The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Now, the pride of life is the spirit of Antichrist that was there right from the beginning. Darkness, death. Oh, come on. It's when everybody's looking for the Antichrist. He says the Antichrist is already on the work. The mystery of iniquity was from the beginning. But God created everything in light. But man put himself back into darkness. But God is not going to leave us there. Oh, this is so awesome.